Day of the Dead in Mexico. The Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, is a Mexican celebration honoring deceased loved ones. It's one of Mexico's most representative and colorful traditions. This festivity has indigenous roots and has fused with Catholic traditions, becoming a unique commemoration that blends respect, joy, and nostalgia. Here's a review of this celebration, exploring its history, symbols, rituals, and how it is celebrated across various regions of Mexico. Origins of the Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead traces its origins back to the pre-Hispanic cultures of Mexico. Civilizations such as the Mexica, Maya, Purépecha, and Totonac held rituals honoring their dead, believing that death was not the end, but a transition to another form of existence. These cultures believed the dead traveled to Mictlan, or the underworld, and offered offerings to guide and assist souls on their journey. When the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, these beliefs merged with Catholicism, moving the celebration to November 1st and 2nd to coincide with All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. Although the tradition has evolved, the purpose of remembering and honoring the dead remains, and the celebration retains its indigenous characteristics and vibrant colors. Meaning and symbols. The Day of the Dead is a celebration where people remember their deceased loved ones. Unlike other cultures that often see death as dark or somber, Mexico takes a festive approach. It is believed that during these days the souls of the deceased return to the world of the living to visit their families. To welcome them, altars filled with familiar and beloved items are prepared. Altars for the dead. One of the central elements of the Day of the Dead is the altar or ofrenda, which varies in style depending on the region, but always includes essential elements to guide souls back. Altars often have several levels representing heaven, earth, and the underworld, decorated with flowers, candles, photographs, food, and other meaningful items for the deceased. Some of the most common elements of an altar are: 1. Photographs. Pictures of the deceased are placed on the altar, helping identify it and guiding souls back to it. 2. Candles. Candles represent the light that guides souls on their return journey to the world of the living. 3. Marigold flowers, Cempasúchil. These bright orange or yellow flowers are symbols of life and death. Their petals create paths to help souls find their way to the altar. 4. Sugar skulls. Sugar or chocolate skulls represent death and the cycle of life. They often bear the deceased's name. 5. Pan de muerto. Bread of the dead. This sweet bread, decorated with shapes resembling bones, symbolizes the sweetness of life and the presence of the departed. 6. Incense or copal. The aroma of copal purifies the space and wards off evil spirits, allowing the souls to arrive without obstacles. 7. Personal items. Items that belonged to the deceased or represent their tastes and hobbies, such as toys, books, or drinks, are included. Calaveras poems. Another important symbol is the Calaveras literarias, or literary skulls, satirical poems that make fun of death. These poems humorously describe how La Catrina, a personification of death, would take away public figures or friends, playfully accepting that everyone eventually will meet their end. La Catrina. La Catrina is one of the most recognized icons of the Day of the Dead, created by cartoonist José Guadalupe Posada in the 19th century. This image depicts a skeleton woman dressed elegantly in a hat, originally as a critique of the upper class who adopted European customs and forgot their indigenous roots. La Catrina has become a symbol of the Day of the Dead and appears in many celebrations, reminding people that death comes to everyone, regardless of social status. Rituals and customs. The Day of the Dead is celebrated in different parts of Mexico, and each region has its own traditions and customs. Below are some of the most notable celebrations. Celebration in Pátzcuaro, Michoacán. In Michoacán, the Day of the Dead holds particular significance. On the island of Janitzio, in Lake Pátzcuaro, the celebration begins with preparations of altars and offerings. On the night of November 1st, families gather in cemeteries with flowers, candles, and food to spend the night with their deceased loved ones. This nighttime vigil is a respectful and reflective ritual where the light from candles creates a magical and solemn atmosphere. It is a visually striking experience that draws visitors from around the world. Celebration in Oaxaca. In Oaxaca, the Day of the Dead is a vibrant festivity that includes parades, comparsa, costumed street parades, and stunning altars. The city streets fill with music, dances, and colorful paper decorations. Oaxacan altars are known for their beauty and symbolism, featuring traditional regional foods such as tamales, mezcal, and mole. The comparsas in Oaxaca are parades where participants, dressed as skeletons and traditional characters, dance and celebrate to the rhythm of music, uniquely blending the solemn and festive. Celebration in Mexico City. In Mexico City, the Day of the Dead has become a massive and spectacular celebration. Since 2016, the city has organized a grand parade that includes floats, giant puppets, costumes, and much creativity. This parade was inspired by the popularity gained by Mexican culture after the James Bond movie Spectre, which featured a fictional Day of the Dead parade through the city's streets. Additionally, large altars and offerings are set up in the Plaza de la Constitución, Zócalo, representing the traditions and styles of different Mexican states. Day of the Dead cuisine. Food is a fundamental part of the Day of the Dead, as it's believed that souls return to enjoy the flavors they loved in life. Some typical foods include 1. Pan de muerto, bread of the dead. This sweet bread, often decorated with bone shapes, is one of the most iconic foods of the celebration. It's often flavored with orange blossom or orange essence and sprinkled with sugar. 2. Tamales. Different types of tamales are prepared depending on the region. These are traditional foods made from corn dough filled with meat, sauces, or beans, wrapped in corn husks. 3. Candied pumpkin, calabaza and tacha. This traditional dessert is made with pumpkin cooked in cane sugar and cinnamon, giving it a sweet, spiced flavor. 4. Atole and champurrado. These are hot, thick beverages made from corn. Atole can come in various flavors, such as vanilla or chocolate, while champurrado is made with chocolate and served hot. 5. Mole. In some regions, mole, a thick and complex sauce made with a variety of chilies, spices, chocolate, and other ingredients, is prepared. This dish represents a blend of flavors and is one of the most iconic of Mexican cuisine. Cultural importance and emotional significance. The Day of the Dead is more than just a holiday. It is a way for Mexicans to confront death and remember their loved ones. This celebration provides a space for reflection and allows people to honor the memory of the departed in an atmosphere of peace and respect. Rather than viewing death as a taboo subject, it becomes an occasion to remember and celebrate the lives of those who are no longer here. The Day of the Dead has also become a symbol of Mexican identity and has gained worldwide recognition. In 2003, UNESCO declared this holiday an intangible cultural heritage of humanity, acknowledging its importance and cultural value. Thanks to this distinction, the Day of the Dead has gained even more visibility and respect globally and continues to be a source of pride for the Mexican people.